What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Rows 1 through 10. We're in it here, episode 140. Missed a week last week. We were busy, had some stuff going on, and honestly, at the Coda race, I didn't really have much to say. So I was already dreading making a whole episode out of it anyway when I didn't have stuff going on. So, um, but yeah, I mean, I know you were in Richmond this weekend. You went down to Dominion, so this will kind of be your show, I guess. And sure you'll have some stories to tell from the weekend, and some documentation. So definitely looking forward to hear that from you. But other than that, how you doing tonight, man?
Yeah, good. It was definitely a busy weekend, full of racing. Glad we got all the racing in. So yeah, we kicked things off on Friday with some modifieds. Did you watch that at all?
I did not. Tell us about it though. I'm right here. By the way, I'm just getting something real quick.
Um, yeah, it was a pretty good race. You had Ron Silk, the guy that won last year's race, and Justin Bonsior. They both kind of dominated the race, leading about halfway each. And then it came down to a late caution. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I don't remember exactly what caused the late caution, but yeah, it set up for a green white checkered, and yeah, exciting finish for sure. They were like four wide going into turn one, so certainly exciting stuff to kick off the weekend. And then got out there early Saturday before the sun came up, so I could take full advantage of my pit pass, and practice obviously started early at like 8:30 for the Xfinity guys. So yeah, it's definitely a long day Saturday. Um, but yeah, Xfinity was pretty good. Did you watch that?
I didn't get to see the finish, but I did watch like a good majority of it. I left to go to something like it was probably like 50 to go when I had to leave, so I didn't get to see like the last little bit of it, but I saw a good bit of it.
Yeah, I mean that was pretty much signed sealed at that point. I mean there was almost a late caution. I think it was Haley Deegan like lost power, was creeping around the track. So that definitely almost threw a wrench into things. But yeah, I was happy cashed the Chandler Smith ticket. I was happy
No,
on that. But
nice.
yeah,
No,
that was a pretty good race. Tire strategy. Um, I don't know. I pretty much had Chandler Smith on my car go early in the week after he won last year in a colleague car. Knew he'd be fast in a Gibbs car.
yeah, that was a good call. I wish I thought about that. I mean, definitely he's been fast on the short tracks, like dating back to his college days, and won Richmond last year. So that was a good call by you. I was on all guy. I didn't really look that deep into it. I just kind of threw some money down right before the race. So I had Allgaier, and I guess he was looking pretty good early there, and he kind of just faded. I don't really know what would happen to them, but it seemed like he was going to be a tough one to beat early, and faded as it went on.
Yeah, I mean he led almost half, well not quite half, only 95 laps, but yeah, I mean him and Chandler Smith were definitely the class of the field. But
Along with Almirola as well, I would say.
that's what I thought we were talking about.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Chandler and Allgaier. My bad.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess Allgaier did lead a couple laps there, 28 laps. I'm talking about Almirola and Chandler Smith. They were a class of the field, but
Oh, okay. My bad.
I mean, you had a few guys there too. Also, two inside the top five, one outside the top five, all making their first start. So exciting stuff for all three of them. Taylor Gray in the 19 had a great run for in his Gibbs car. Corey Heim racing for Sam Hunt finished fourth, and then Bubba Pollard racing for Junior finishing sixth. Pretty good days for all those guys.
That's, I guess, me having to not getting to see the end of the race, having to leave a little bit early. That's what I didn't get to see. That I was disappointed I missed was Bubba's run through the field.
Shit, I missed it and I was there.
Really?
It was like that stealthy. Yeah, I mean, he was just like super stealthy. It was like I had money on Bubba top five, and like
Oh
as
shit!
we were like, I think we were heading out towards the exits because we were trying to haul ass to Dominion. We were heading towards turn one because that's where I was parked. And I started looking at the leaderboard and was just like, "Holy shit, Bubba Pollard's top six here!" And then he was chasing down Jesse Love. Needed probably like five more laps, but
Damn.
yeah, that would have been a big. I think it was like plus 370 for top five.
Nice.
Would have been
Um,
awesome to cash that.
Man, I was just happy to see him out there, man. Happy to see him get a good finish. I hope he's able to get more opportunities. I'm a big Bubba Pollard fan. I always have been. Like I used to live in Georgia, so I love his story. I've been to his family's racetrack before. It's a really nice facility there. So he's just always a guy I've rooted for. And we had that deal last year when he won, and he posted our picture and like tagged us
Been a
with the
couple of times when you seen him down at what was it, Cordell,
yeah.
and also at Wilkesboro.
I forgot about the Wilkesboro one. Yeah, good call. I forgot about that one.
But yeah, I mean, I figured since he had kind of shown us some love, I wanted to go talk to him, and I went up there. So he was fastest in practice at 8:30 in the morning, right? And then 9 o'clock, he's the first to roll for qualifying and goes out and lays an egg and is the slowest on speed. I think only one car like qualified behind him, and they didn't even qualify. So, um, yeah, he was like super disappointed. You could just read it all over his face. So I didn't even bother talking to him at the time, and then I
Nah,
just got caught up
not the
doing
time.
other shit, and so never got a chance to talk to him. But we'll definitely try to get him on the show.
Oh
Um,
yeah, that's a good
and
thing about
and
those track guys, man. They're not hard to find. So
right, right, we'll be able to see him and track him down somewhere along
yeah,
the way this year. Um,
I mean I got a track right down the street in Montgomery. So I mean I know they had a big race there a couple weeks ago. I don't know what the schedule is there the rest of the year. If there's anything he'll be coming back to, but if there is, I'll certainly try to make it out there for that.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, shout out to all three of those guys. I mean, I remember, I believe it was, I want to say it was John Hunter, maybe in a Sam Hunt car a few years back when he was still in trucks. Um, he ran a Sam Hunt car at Richmond and was really fast, and that's
I,
what it reminded me of. Corey Heim running there this weekend.
and that's
It led 15 laps actually. So super
that's
exciting for Sam Hunt. That's a home race for that team.
Yep, you stole it from me. I was going to sneak it in there, but yeah, they were talking about that. I didn't know that they were talking about it on the broadcast, but I guess he graduated from VCU.
Yep,
So
and a
yeah,
young guy. You know, I mean, he's like
yeah,
damn my age. So
he
definitely
was
love
on
to see that.
the show last year. He's a pretty interesting guy.
Yep. But yeah, so shout out to that team. I said running with the big dogs this weekend at their home track. So love to see that. And, I mean, and Taylor Gray especially. Taylor Gray and Bubba Pollard both. I mean, both of them just sneaky days. They were in the back of the pack for a good chunk of the day, um, and then just clawed their way up there to the end. So really impressive run by those two guys. Obviously, Taylor is full time in the trucks, but that was his first Xfinity start, so I was impressed.
Gibbs was good. Like those other than
I mean, Gibbs is always good at Richmond.
we got to talk about Sheldon though, man. He was pissed. Did he hear his
Jesus
he got
Christ.
in the car?
When he got out of the car?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, they interviewed him when he got out the car, and he was heated. And he was like, "This 3 straight weeks with mechanical failures. This is unacceptable. We got to clean this shit up." Like he was like visibly pissed. Like did not want to do that interview. I don't know why he even agreed to do it, but he was like standing in the pit box after he got out the car doing it in the middle of the race, and he was heated.
Yeah, I mean, he certainly has not had the year that he's wanted.
I didn't realize
Um,
it was 3 straight weeks with a mechanical failure for them. But
yeah, I'd have said I had to go look here.
that's what he said in the interview. So
Well, I mean, here it says they were running at Phoenix and they were running at Austin. So I don't know.
I was just going off what he
He
said.
completed all the laps at Phoenix and completed all but 3 at Austin. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I
that's
just
what he said in the interview. But
yeah. I mean, we know we talked about him earlier in the year that he seems to be off. You know, even when before the brakes failed or whatever happened at Richmond, I mean, he was the way in the back.
yeah, it
You know
wasn't.
what I mean? Like I was not surprised Taylor Gray was way in the back. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this dude's in a Xfinity car where you can blow the rear tires off the thing coming off turn 4 at Richmond. You know what I mean? Like this dude's, he's got his hands full. Sheldon Creed, he's been in RCR equipment for what 3 years.
Yeah,
So I mean, there's no reason he should have been running that far back. So
yeah,
I don't know. And like I said, right now he's got an average start of 11th, average finish of 17th. So yeah, not good. Definitely needs to turn
def-
things around.
the disappointment of the series so far this year. Well, you frozen. Hello. All right. We're going Colin Cowherd for a second. I guess it's just me.
No, I'm here.
There you are. Okay, I lost you for a second. I didn't know what happened, but we now.
Yeah, I mean, I said the only other storyline coming out of Xfinity that I got is the beef, Dawson Cram versus Joey Gase, or
That
Joey Gase versus Dawson Cram, really.
that was the highlight of the race. I was with
Highlight of the damn weekend.
I was with some friends on Saturday that like aren't race fans or anything, and I was showing them that, and they were cracking up. That was that was some funny shit. Oh, he's gone now. Oh, is he gonna throw some sheet metal at the camera? What's been coming? I, I'm about to go grab some sheet metal to throw at the camera.
What?
I thought you were about to go grab some sheet metal to throw at the camera.
No, but my pieces are a little too big. I'm just getting a little Dr. Pepper action here.
I've never seen that, dude. That was funny as shit.
Yeah, it was pretty badass.
I've never seen that. So he got fined for that, which I guess I don't know. Drivers throw shit all the time, but I guess sheet metal is where they draw the line.
I'm sure he got fined for walking across the racetrack
Oh yeah,
more than anything.
that would make sense. Yeah,
Not necessarily the sheet metal throw.
yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, because they do give fines for that. But either way, that was a pretty funny moment. I didn't even, or no, I saw I did see the replay of what led up to it.
I still don't think I have, but apparently it was pretty egregious, and I think Dawson Cram's spotter like quit on the spot
Really,
after the fact. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean he was like, "I'm turning my shit off right now."
he dumped him pretty good. Like it was like I went and checked the replay after that, and yeah, he dumped him pretty good. I didn't know the story about the spotter. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I mean I guess Joey Gase actually gave um, Dawson Cram his first start in Xfinity, or one of his first starts in Xfinity. So I
How
don't
about
think it was really any bad blood. Maybe just people make mistakes, and we seen he did the T-shirt deal that all the proceeds going to Joey's charity. So
everybody? Josh Williams now and have their moment.
yeah, gotta make a T-shirt of it and do something good out of it. So
It
like I
worked.
said, I don't think it really meant to do any. I don't think there was any bad intentions there. Things would have spilled over after the fact. We would have heard some more rumblings of it, but yeah,
Speaking
just a short track racing deal.
speaking of which, I was happy to see Josh. I don't know where he ended up finishing, but Josh Williams finally had a good run in the 11. They've had a pretty terrible start to the year, so I was happy for him to finally have a good run. I don't know where he ended up bringing it home, but he was running around the top 10 early, which is he's been in the back most of the year and had some bad luck. So hello,
Hello,
yep, froze again.
it's not me.
That might be me. Let me
Somebody in the chat can tell us if it's me or Travis.
apparently not. All right, we'll keep it rolling.
Are you on Wi-Fi?
I took it off the Wi-Fi because it kept freezing up. So
Yeah, try that. Anything else, Xfinity?
um, no, not that I can think of. Like I said, it's Gibbs cars definitely dominated. Yeah, good for Chandler. 2 straight wins at Richmond. But yeah, so you went down to Dominion after. How far a trip is that? Was it
I
a
think
tight?
it was like 50 minutes. Yeah, I mean, we missed the first race, the Bandos race, in time for the Legends race to see Keelan Harvick race.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
saw.
race was crazy, dude. Them boys were wrecking.
We'll work it out. We still got 7 people watching. All right. So I don't know what keeps happening. I don't know. Like I'm doing what I can here, but
All right. Anything else from Xfinity? Or
nah.
no? Sorry, we're talking
Uh,
about.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can get back into the stuff at Dominion because you were on there when I lost you. So
Yeah. Like I said, got to see Keelan Harvick race. I believe that was the first time. Did we see him race at Florence? I can't remember.
I remember you got there like right after his race ended.
Okay. Okay. That makes more sense because that's what I was like. I don't remember seeing him ever race before. But yeah, I'm trying to pull up here.
I
They
saw
had
I
go
saw
ahead.
posted a picture with Kevin down there.
Who?
Tyler Roach, he posted a picture with Harvick, Kevin Harvick down there. So
Okay.
that's pretty cool. He's just down there hanging out, obviously helping Keelan out. So I thought that was pretty cool. But
Hell yeah. Um yeah, I'm trying to figure out they got this thing all messed up here. On who won. That's the older class. Maybe Connor Weddle? I'm not sure.
some
Keelan Harvick maybe 12. I don't have the exact official results handy, but
10-year-old.
yeah, probably basically. But yeah, and then the big show of the night, the Dickie Boswell 200, 200 late model stock race, and that was a good one. A lot of tire saving early on, and then they had a halfway break, and I believe they had 2 spare tires, so not even a whole set, but 2 tires that you could put on whatever corner you wanted to. And then that's really when the race picked up. And it was a 3-horse race between Doug Barnes, Dustin Storm, and Michael Harden, really. And then there at the end, it was kind of a shootout between Doug Barnes and Dustin Storm. And Doug Barnes ends up pulling away and prevailing with the win. And I had never seen him that emotional in victory lane. If you go back, I got a video of it on our Twitter feed, I believe. And yeah, I mean, he was crying in the race car. I'd never seen Doug that emotional. So super cool to see that.
Do you know what? Like, was he emotional about
Yeah, I
something?
mean, he's not he wasn't even supposed to be racing pretty much this year. I think this is the only race he has scheduled.
Oh,
So
really?
they got funding issues, and so they just pulled the car out for one race. I mean, the 7,500 to win probably pays for the tire bill for at least a few weeks if they want to keep racing. But yeah, they weren't even sure what the plans were. 2 weeks ago, he said he was supposed to be watching the race on the couch. So to be in victory lane was pretty cool. Like I said, he was crying. I was pretty stunned by that. I've never seen Doug. Normally, he's kind of cocky and brash. Expects to be in victory lane. Kind of like that Kyle Busch type, upset when he's not. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
yeah, when to see him emotional like that was definitely I was taken back. So, but cool to see.
Um. I mean, yeah. I was just gonna say, hopefully, one of those owners somewhere. So I'm sure somebody needs a driver somewhere. So even if it's not their team, it'd be cool to see somebody give him a shot. I mean, obviously he can wheel it. So there's not, there's not, somebody needs a driver somewhere. There's not many people available better than him for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Kid can definitely wheel a race car.
Um,
Um,
did a lot of people make the trip down from Richmond after the Xfinity race to go there? Did it seem like that? Like, was it a pretty big crowd or anything
oh
else?
yeah, I mean it was a ton of industry folks for sure. I mean, I know Dominion had like I guess, a deal signed with Chase Briscoe where he was signing autographs before the race and doing appearances. They kept playing Chase Briscoe clips throughout the night. Like one of them was when he beat Kyle Busch at Darlington. I remember that was being one of them. I was like, oh, I love this race. This was an epic race.
It was in
Um,
fact Dominion's a NASCAR home track. I'm sure played into that a lot.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like I said, it was a 50-minute trip up the road. I saw Raya Priest hanging out with his wife and kid in the stands, like they were just chilling like normal people. I mean, I saw multiple crew members, some people from 2311, like pretty much the whole MRN crew was there.
Did any of the NASCAR guys go down there and race? Or
No, nobody was racing. It was kind of a disappointing field for the Dickie Boswell. I was hoping a few more late model stocks would have been there, but they had obviously that big race at Orange County the night before, with Ward Burton racing, and it's pretty much a damn Cars Tour race minus Carson Quapple, which he was helping the 88 team, Bubba Pollard, all weekend.
Carson was?
Yeah, he was kind of down there incognito, just helping out, I guess, taking it all in for what he's going to get into this weekend.
I was about to say, yeah, I'm sure he was probably taking notes and everything and shadowing that just to see what the experience is like because we know he's getting ready to get into it. So,
Yep, for sure. So,
are you going to Martinsville too? By the way,
I am
back to back.
leaving work at lunchtime to make the triple header.
Fuck yeah, dude, that's awesome.
It's a month of racing. We kicked it off last weekend at Richmond. We go to Martinsville, then Mini Cup season opener at Dominion, and then Mini Cup undercard for the Cars Tour race at Orange County.
Nice, that's what's up.
Busy stuff. So we are the Road Warriors here. We'll be on the road.
I'll be at Dega in a few weeks. That'll be my first race.
I believe that's like the weekend after. We go Martinsville, Texas, Dega.
I love that you have the schedule.
Dover.
That's commitment right there.
Yeah, you see the calendar, so yeah, I got it mapped out, guys. But yeah, so we got plenty of content coming. I feel like I did a pretty good job this weekend of getting some good content.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's pretty easy when you have a pit pass, and at Richmond, I don't remember the last time you've been there, but they have the fan zone area, the fan ground area. So even if you don't have a cup garage pass, it's pretty much you can get access to the garage.
The last time I was down there was 2019, and that's when I got the hot passes from Chase Briscoe. So yeah. I got my first time having hot passes and all that. So
they had the fan grounds then.
Yeah,
you could look into the garage bays.
It was dumb though because I remember even if you had a hot pass, like you still had to buy the fan grounds pass. So I remember
definitely. Now it's a lot better. And you used to not be able to even use the front stretch tunnel. You had to go ride the shuttle in. It was stupid.
Is it still like that? Do you still have to buy the fan grounds?
No. You get access to everything, which is like, that's why I was like, I could just spend the day there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was like, because down there had hot passes and everything, and then I was down there with my mom, and we had to go up to the shack and buy $80 fan ground passes so we could actually walk around everywhere.
Right.
I was like, if we had a hot pass, we could get wherever. But
yeah,
good thing they got that cleaned up. So good on them for that.
It was definitely dumb,
especially because like you got to think for crew members and people who are down there with hot passes, like actually working, they're going to try to get in there and get something to eat and stuff like that. So like did the fucking pit crews had to buy a fan ground pass too if they want to go get a hot dog?
Right.
Like that goofy. But I haven't been to Richmond in a while. I just with the racing product being what it is, unfortunately, I mean I love going to Richmond. I think it's a fun experience, but I just haven't prioritized making a trip there with the product being what it is.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure we'll get more into with the Cup race. Which I mean, I'm sure it was good. I mean,
I love the strategy races, man. And so that's what this place has become.
Yeah.
I mean, it certainly was fun with the wet weather tires there to start. That was definitely interesting.
I wish they would have just kept the wets on the whole race because it was great with the wet weather tires. Like
they should have definitely just let it play out naturally. I think that would have been way more exciting than the comp yellow that they did. But yeah, nonetheless, I mean, I thought they were playing pretend there for a little while, and then I mean they really were because it was like the rain literally stopped, and then they were like, "All right, we're going." So I mean, it was like.
So we had like a party with we had probably like 20 people there at a party at one of my friend's house, like around Atlanta. And we were like, all right, start of the race is delayed. and like we were all outside just kind of bullshitting, and like we had like a draft, like we all that like everybody there did like a draft too, and we did that. And then I was like, guys, the race is fucking starting. And they're like, what? Like, it just said it's delayed. I was like, I don't know. It says it's starting right here. So we all scrambled back inside and put the race on.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how we were. We were all sitting in the truck because it was like raining still, and then I had the wipers going, like just watching. As soon as it stops, I'm like, all right, we'll go in when it stops, and then it stopped, and I was like, all right, we'll go in. I was like, well, I don't think we're gonna see anything, but sure enough, like as we're going in, they're like, all right, we're going. And I was like, damn, okay. They
What?
did do a couple of pace laps though, a few pace laps to get everything warmed up.
It didn't look like it was raining that hard there, though. I mean, you can tell me,
It
but
never really rained that hard. It was just one of those really annoying, like constant piss rains, where it's just like annoying enough to wet the track. And if we didn't have wet tires, probably not enough or enough to not race, just enough. But you know what I mean? It was never really rain.
I mean, we said it last year though, when it was remember the truck race at Martinsville last year, where it's like if you have the rain tires, like fucking you, it's like I feel like ever since that Coda race, and that was like the first one really on the rain tires, it's like they're scared to use them because of what a shit show that was. But I mean, that was just a matter of, like, yeah, you can't race through standing water. But I mean, if you have the rain tires, it's like I said, it feels like they're scared to use them. And to me, and like from what it seems like to me, it dates back to that Coda race. But
Yeah, I mean, I can't really blame them because it's like how much backlash they would get if it didn't work and you go in there and fucking wreck a bunch of shit. You know what I mean?
isn't that what they do all these tests and practices for? And
I mean, yes, but it's also race conditions versus test conditions. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's a lot different. So I think they're just like covering their ass, saying like, "Look, we don't want to go in here and we already seen it. It was Coda. You had New Hampshire where they go into turn one and tear up a bunch of shit.
well,
You
that was
know,
on 6 though. That was before
well,
they
it
had.
was I know, but I'm just saying you had all these instances where they're like they don't want to get the backlash.
Yeah,
So I kind of I'll cut them some slack, and then they tried it in the All Star race. It worked, and this was the first points race for the Cup guys that they tried it. So
I had a crazy hypothetical, by the way, real quick, with the wet weather tires and all. I was wondering what you think. I was thinking about this over the weekend. So we get to Phoenix for the championship race, and it's wet. Are they running the championship race with the rain tires, or are they steering clear of that?
well, again, and this was what I kept telling everybody all day. They were like, "We're gonna race, we're gonna race, we're gonna race." I'm like, maybe we have wet weather tires. We can race if it's wet, but the problem is they don't have the wet weather package anymore at short tracks. They don't have the wipers. They don't have the rear lights. They don't have everything. So it's like if the spray is bad enough, they're not going to race. If the spray
Yeah,
was bad at the start of the race on Sunday, they would have thrown a yellow flag and said we got to dry the track more. You know what I mean?
which
That's
I never knew they got rid of like the wipers and stuff. I was
yeah.
wondering because like last year at North Wilkesboro, they had
They
the
had wipers, lights, everything.
which why'd they get rid of that? Do
I'm
you?
not sure.
Yeah,
Not
that was.
sure exactly.
I mean, I remember they started cracking down on the wipers because I remember there'd be like races where there wasn't a cloud in the sky and teams were running the wipers for an aero advantage. So they started like cracking down on like, okay, like you can only put the wipers on when we're like, but now I guess they've just gotten rid of them completely.
Yeah, I mean, I think at ovals they have just done away with them. They're like, look, we're not going to race in the rain at ovals. So I don't know exactly what their plan is. I don't even think they know exactly what their plan is. I think it's like if they feel comfortable to try it, they're going to try to race in the rain. But they learned every time out that they do race in the rain. So this is, I think, what the third time ever that they've raced in the rain across all three series. You had
Uh,
the trucks at Martinsville last year. You had the All Star Race Open,
oh,
and you had this one.
you're just saying ovals.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
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 obviously, I'm not talking. Road courses are an anomaly of themselves.
yeah. That's what I was like. I was just when you said that, I was thinking about that Roval Xfinity race when
Yeah,
they're
no. The monsoon, no. Talking about just ovals and on rain tires.
yeah
So
ovals. Yeah, yeah.
three times ever. I say I think they're learning every time out. Um, So yeah, I mean, just interesting every time we learn something. I think. Um, I think they could have. We learned this weekend that you don't have to have the track completely dry to go race. Even on slicks, it was kind of still moist and damp, and you could still race on it. You know what I mean? They had no problem after lap 30 when it was still a little bit wet out there. So
Did you see that shot? Like where, and you might have seen it yourself in person, but like where when Larson spun at the end of the race and he was able to keep it out of the wall and he went sliding through that puddle. Like that was a cool shot. Like
I missed the actual puddle. I mean, I know he slid right in front of us. So yeah, I mean, I think I might have looked away to see like made sure the caution was coming out or like whatever. But
yeah, they they
yeah, I
they
didn't see it come through the puddle.
they showed like this close up of him like sliding through the puddle and fucking saving it and like the water all splashing up. It was pretty cool.
Hell yeah. But yeah, I mean, again, it was lackluster race until the end. I'll give you that strategy. It's a hardcore NASCAR fans race. You know,
Like that's what we do.
again, it's Richmond. What do you expect? What did you expect coming into the place?
Yeah.
I expected this race right here. You know, tire strategy all day long. See who's going to stay long, who's going to go short. Is it one stop? Is it two stops?
I wish they like take the tire that they ran at Bristol and just run that at every short track because like
Yeah, but it's. I mean, it's so different. You know, I mean, it's Bristol is so much faster than Richmond.
yeah. But
It's just
that's
that you know, it just. I mean, again, I think we're learning how much we can. Again, we learned from Wilkesboro when we ran the rain tire how much softer we can run the tires without them failing, and we learned at Bristol that we can run the tires pretty soft to a point where they do fail, but we know before they fail. You know, so it's not just a blowout. So
I think that
I think we're dialing it in.
I think that's the biggest issue with Richmond though is like the lack of tire wear because I mean you
Oh no,
saw
there's plenty of tire wear, bro. It's not
but
tire wear. It's just everybody's going the same speed.
yeah. I mean true, but hey, I mean yeah, it might not be tires, you might be right, but I was
It's
just
over a
thinking
second fall off.
yeah. Oh yeah, touche. But I mean, I was just thinking about how like you saw with like Larson and Bowman, they were probably the best two cars in the field. And like once they lost their track position, like they were never really a factor for the win again. I mean, Larson had that pit stop and uh, was there with Truex racing for that at one point. But like Bowman, which I was pissed, I had Bowman top five, and
I did too.
yeah, it
I mean,
like
he got trapped a lap down because of that stupid Kyle Busch caution.
yeah
That
they
literally, I was there and I couldn't have told you Kyle Busch got into the wall.
yeah they fucked that up. Not like
And so I mean, and then so Bowman is a lap down at that point. The only reason it didn't fuck Larson is because he was fast enough and got his lap back.
yeah. And like it still fucked Larson though because he lost his track position and he was never really able to get it back. Like I mean,
Well, it screwed up his strategy, and
yeah,
he flipped the strategy because he you had to take tires at that point, and that's what fucked Bowman. Is
yeah,
he was a lap down. He had to stay out and get the wave around. Couldn't take tires, and then he had to hang on to the end of that stage,
and
which was like I don't know 50 some laps or something on
and
older
True.
tires versus everybody else had new tires.
Whereas Truex was like the flip side. He was never really like a factor for the win. He had the race, like control of the race
What do
basically.
you mean? He was definitely a factor for the win. He led 228 laps.
But I mean before that caution, like it kind of fell into his lap and gave him control of the races.
I mean,
Like
yeah, I mean, I guess he started seventh. It's seventh versus first. That was the track position that you're talking about.
but I'm
Larson started first. That's the only reason you think he was fast.
either way, when they threw that yellow, it's like that definitely gave Truex control of the race and kind of put the race in his lap there, and he was able to
Oh,
go.
no doubt, no doubt. I mean, which I was excited. I had Truex.
Yeah, I had Bowman and Larson, so yeah, I was pretty pissed. I had Larson win.
I had Truex to win, Larson top 3, and Bowman top 5.
Man, you got lucky with that Larson top three.
You ain't shitting, dude. Fucking that 2 laps to go, that caution was the last thing I wanted to see. Bro, I literally was geeked. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?"
Okay,
It was the bad beat of the century.
we were talking about this at the party, by the way. And you can tell me if I'm wrong or maybe you know the answer to this. So Larson spun and was the caution. I thought the rule was like if you're the caution, you go to the tail end of the field.
You go
But
to you go to the end of. He was never a lap down, so you just go to he stays on the lead lap. He never
like
lost his lap.
but the fact he kept his position, I was just
He
surprised.
didn't keep his position. He fell back to like there was only like 12 cars on the lead lap. He fell back to like 12 or wherever however many cars were on the lead lap. That's where he went to.
He still because he came when they pitted like that last pit stop. He still came into pit road fourth.
I don't. I had to go back and actually see it play
Yeah,
out, but I said I think there was only a handful of cars on the lead lap at the time.
yeah. I mean, yeah, there wasn't a
That's
lot,
why.
but yeah, there wasn't a lot. But yeah, like yeah, you can go back and watch it. But yeah, he came into pit road fourth because yeah, we were all kind of sitting there like, what the hell, like he's keeping his position. Like, yeah, he came into pit road fourth, came off third or fourth as well. And because I remember, I told you I had him to win, and I remember the last race, like I was hyped they gave him his position back because then he pitted and last restart I was like, all right, maybe he'll work some magic here.
Yeah, again, that rule is always like tricky to me. Is like ticky tacky of who's involved, and you know what I mean. It's like you could always deem somebody involved when they're really not. You know what I mean?
Like
Obviously, he was literally the caution. So I see the point you're making. Yes, but yeah, I don't have the answer. I don't know how that all played out on timing and scoring. I don't know.
obviously it worked out good for you, but
Well, yeah, it worked out good for me, so I'll take it. I mean, I won't question it. NASCAR got it right in my eyes.
yeah,
uh, and I mean, shit. Even coming to the line there, he fucking stuffed Truex in the fence to get that third. I was like, hey, whatever. At this point, I'll take it.
yeah, Truex was just kind of like raging.
Truex is like pit. Yeah, but he wanted to rage quit, and I get it, dude. Me too, bud.
I mean, so, I mean, obviously I hate Denny, and I'm like, you're just gonna say I'm biased, but I didn't like it, and I remember it brings me back to the Watkins Glen, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, which is funny because I'm pretty sure you were on Elliott's side that one and I was on Larson's side. And my whole thing there was Elliott was so dominant that day. That was the only way Larson was going to win that race, as if he kind of used Chase up. Like Denny was the leader, and like he could have won that race without using Truex up, and like
Well, they never made contact.
yeah, but yeah, they didn't. It wasn't like anything like
It
insane.
wasn't. Yeah, no, and then that's just kind of Denny's move now. You know, Denny did it to Ross at Pocono. Did it to. No, he didn't do it to Larson. Who else
Uh,
did he do it to?
Larson at Pocono last year.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm thinking of. Yes. Um. So yeah, that's right. Pocono both years. But yeah, that's kind of what you do in these late race situations. You give the guy just enough room, force him into a bad spot to lift, so you can drive off. You know, I mean, these green white checkers are crazy. Whether
But
it's right or wrong, again, teammates, I get it. You want to race your teammates clean as possible. Could have Denny raced him a little better? Probably yes. But again, the only thing I didn't like about the Chase Elliott Larson deal was the contact.
yeah, which it
That's. I mean, again, and that wasn't egregious contact.
yeah,
But I just think you could race your teammate a little bit better.
yeah.
Again, in this situation, probably so, yeah. But I get it. It's late race restart. Everybody's doing what you can for a win.
And like I said, with that Larson Chase Elliott one, the only reason I was like defending Larson there is like Chase had a dominant car that day, and like that was Larson's only play to win that race. Like that
Well,
was,
that's kind of. I mean, that's probably how Denny felt. You know, he. I
but
mean,
he
yeah, he
was
got the.
like
Yeah,
that's
he got the lead on the pit stop, but I mean, Truex had led 228. You know what I mean? And you
yeah,
saw how fast. I don't know if you saw that restart earlier when Kyle Larson got the lead back, and Truex blew his doors off like 2 laps.
yeah. Same
So
thing
I mean, you think didn't he probably had to think that Truex got a piece here?
when they did
I
the
gotta fucking drive my ass off.
when they did the green flag pit stops too, and Larson came out ahead, and Truex was able to get by him like pretty quickly without any issues.
That's what I'm saying. In like 3 laps, he did it. Yeah, he did it like really fast.
Yeah,
So that's why Denny probably is thinking that like Truex has a piece here, a short run piece. I gotta fucking do everything I can to hold this guy up.
yeah. I
And I
just
mean that kind of is a good transition into the whole restart thing. I mean, I don't know how you landed on this. I mean,
why even have because like NASCAR admitted like he
They
went
fucked
early.
up. They missed up. They missed it. They missed it. They
Yeah,
admitted they missed it.
but that's like this has happened like so many times. It's like, why even have the box if you're not going to enforce it? Like for example, when stuff happens on pit road, it's like automatic scoring. Like, you pitted over the box, you drove through too many boxes. It's not like NASCAR's judgment. It's like they have a system, and it's like if you pit over the
Well, they
box,
also have cameras on that.
yeah. So like, why not make the restart zone the same way? Like,
They
make it
could. They
like
could, and maybe they will. Maybe they'll start looking at it. Because I mean, the way I look at it is, there's restart games played every damn restart.
yeah.
There's Jimmy Jack in every restart. People are laying back. People are going. You know what I mean? Trying to time it. It happens every restart, and it only gets called when it's egregious. And that's why I really didn't have a problem with the no call here, because it wasn't that egregious. It was a couple feet. You know what I mean? It's a late race restart. I think if he jumps it like big time and he gets out a huge lead, they call it. You know what I mean? But it's like they were still side by side going into turn one.
But
So
they almost never call that though. Like,
and that's what I'm
whether
saying.
it's,
That's why I like the no calls. Like let them race it out. You know what I
but
mean?
that's fine. But then, like, why even have the restart zone?
Again, it's I don't think it's ever been a hard line, and maybe and it's been such a hot topic this week. Somebody will jump the next time, and they're going to get called for it, and then everybody will tighten it back up. You know what I mean? It's just one of those games you play. It's like lunchtime when you sneak out a little bit early for lunchtime. You get, boss man says, "Oh, everybody, you're sneaking out a little early. Let's tighten it up."
Yeah.
Then you go back a couple minutes, then a few weeks later, you're back to that original time or whatever. So, I,
But
again, I didn't really have the problem with the no call, but yes, they did miss it.
like I said, it's like the whole purpose of the restart zone was because like the go on the flag thing was like too arbitrary, and like people were making arguments about that. So they made the restart zone to where like this is the line. If you go before this line, like
Well, the
you get
rules are so complicated because it's like the initial start, the flagman starts the initial start, right?
yeah.
Then after that, the leader can go anywhere inside the box. And then if you get to the end of the box, then the flagman starts the race. So it's definitely a lot of rules, and that's a great suggestion. Is look, we have all these cameras on pit road. Why can't we set up some cameras? We have the technology to set up some cameras and
Yeah.
look at the data of when the guy went, the line is, and if you jumped, But then again, you look at the restart footage, and everybody behind Denny Hamlin, they're rolling right up to his bumper. They're already rolling 4 or 5 miles an hour faster. So
And
it's
Truex is back too. So I mean,
exactly. So it's like again, it's just everybody's playing games. I think again, I like the no call here. Just let it play out naturally. And I mean, when it's egregious, again, you see it at short tracks all the time. And sometimes some short tracks you get one warning for the night. Some short tracks you get 0 warnings for the night. And when you use up your warning, you go right to the tail end of the field. Right. So it's like if it's not egregious, nobody's calling it. And that's why I think it's fine. Just let it play out naturally, and unless it happens egregious.
but Denny Hamlin's, of all people, like wants to bitch about everything NASCAR does, and then like when the shoe's on the other foot, he's so what? It's not a big like. That's just why I don't fucking like
I
it.
would say he bitches about everything NASCAR does. He praises them when they get it right. He criticizes them when they get it wrong, just like us.
Well, they only get in his eyes. They only get it right when it benefits him. Like
I
that's the
wouldn't say
problem.
that.
Like
You
because
don't listen to enough Actions Detrimental.
I do not, and I will not. But like I listened. I tried to give it a chance when he first started doing it, and when he did his one after the Coda race last year, where he had a list of like 20 drivers he was bitching about. I was like, that's where I was like, I'm not doing this. Like it confirmed everything I thought about him, because he just literally had a list of like 20 drivers he was complaining about.
I'm sure everybody listening here knows that you're a Denny hater, so we'll just leave it at that.
Okay. I gotta lean into the bit, right?
Yeah, always.
I mean, yeah, it's fun. Like I don't.
I mean, honestly, I thought you'd get on here and be like flying off the handle about the restart and how Denny got the win and they should have taken it from him. So
Yeah,
you're surprisingly calm for what I thought.
yeah. No, yeah. I mean, yeah, I thought it was bullshit. Like, I do think they got it wrong, but I mean,
They definitely got it wrong.
yeah.
But again, I do like the no call in that situation, no matter who the driver is.
I mean, that's what I said in the group chat immediately, though. I was like, they're like, I've never, I can't, like, when's the last time they've ever called that at the end of maybe like the Richmond, Ryan Newman?
Well, and
Carl,
certainly the leader. I mean, you always get second place jumping the restart. Usually, that's usually what gets called.
but like at the end of the race, it's like I can't ever remember like taking a
Yeah,
like
or a race, a potential great finish away.
the only one I remember was you remember the Richmond 2013. Obviously, there's a lot of other stuff in that race, but do you remember when I think it was Ryan Newman jumped it on Carl Edwards and they called it on him? That's like the only one I can remember off the top of my head.
No.
Yeah, Ryan been a must win to make.
And another thing is, like, if you don't have the technology there, I mean, things are happening so fast. You get 20-second lap times at Richmond. So, I mean, if you don't say, oh, restart's under review, you don't have time to review it before the race is over. And then, I mean, that's a big shitstorm, I think, if you go back and I was like, oh, he jumped the restart. I mean, yeah, we look at other stuff, but it's like I said, this is so ticky-tacky. Like I said, let it play out naturally.
Yeah. I mean,
I'd rather see a green finish and see two guys battle it out potentially than NASCAR to step in and say, oh, no, this guy jumped 3 feet early. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
it's just like I said, I mean, I'm repeating myself, but it's like they came up with the restart zone to get rid of the situations of people jumping early. So it's like if you're not going to enforce it, don't enforce it. I'm like, okay, I'm fine with that. But then just go back to going on the flag and call it a day. Like,
no, I hear you. And I mean, it's funny. We sit here. What is it? 7, 8 races in. And like you said, we can't remember the last time one was called. I guarantee you, we have a rash of them the rest of the year.
Yeah,
after this week.
Like maybe when they start cracking down on it.
And then I said, then the drivers will tighten it up until NASCAR stops policing it for a little while, and then we'll repeat this cycle. We're just at the top of the cycle right now.
I meant to ask, by the way. I'm thinking about it because did they have any zone?
Zone. They had the Zen trailer there.
Is this company real? Like, I'm starting to think.
Well, I mean, you have to think it's like also depends on what market they're in, because like he had Rebel on the car this weekend.
Yeah, so but it's just like I have not seen those zones in a single store. I'm like, is this a real company?
Why try order them online? You said we can find them online.
Like ever since they announced it, it was like a brand new company. Because like I remember going on their Facebook page and it had like 50 likes, and I was like, okay, like Kyle Busch, I'm signing up. And
somebody got money and they're throwing it at Kyle Busch, whatever.
Yeah, it's just like, is this another fucking like Ponzi scheme sponsor?
Well, they also only sponsored the one race so far, so.
Yeah, they only did Daytona. That's right. I mean, yeah, I don't think they've been back since Daytona, have they?
No. He's had almost a new sponsor just about every week. Because I got Lucas Oil back on the car this week. First time this year. All right, anything else out of Richmond? Denny Hammond's your winner. Joey Logano second, Kyle Larson, Martin Truex, Chase Elliott.
Oh, yeah, I do have. Dude, I'm a fan of the guy. I like his story. Josh Berry's been a fucking weapon this year, dude.
The Bulldog, Josh Berry.
Dude.
Josh the Bulldog Berry, man. I love it.
Him fucking just going in and dumping Daniel Suarez. I'm like, what are you? Last week he did it to fucking. And like, this is what I said to some friends in a group chat we have is like, so last week, prime example of like why I'm bringing it up is like Ricky Stenhouse dumps Kobayashi. And people are like, there fucking goes Recchi, typical Recchi, like this, and then it's Josh Berry, and it's like nobody says a fucking word. I'm like I feel like people are just kind of giving him a free pass for being a fucking weapon. Whereas like when it's like Stenhouse or Hosabar or like guys like that, people just are lining up to get.
Those guys have reputations. If Berry keeps it up, he's gonna get a reputation.
I'm about to say, I guess how long is it gonna take for him to get there?
Right now he's Berry the Bulldog. If he keeps it up, he's going to be Barry the Bulldozer.
Yeah. He's been I mean, dude, he just went in.
He's been a Bulldog. He's
He
been.
ruined Daniel
Oh, it
Swan.
definitely ruined his night, but I mean, it shows you how important track position is at Richmond. I don't think he meant to do the thing to Suarez. I think it was just a hard racing deal getting into one. Yeah, because we know Barry's not really like that. I mean, and then you look back at last week, road course guy. I mean, this dude's a short track racer. He don't know how to turn right.
I don't know. This might be my theory, but like I think you got to think he always drove late models for Junior. He drove JRM Xfinity. He's probably not used to like not having a fast car, and is probably just overdoing it. That's
Well,
my
I mean, he also has had some decent equipment. I mean, shit, there at one point early on, I was like, damn, Josh Berry might win this race.
yeah. He was up there early.
I mean, he was running second there for a little while. Actually led 2 laps. I don't remember that, but um, yeah. So again, I think if he keeps it up, he's going to get a reputation. And like you said, he's always been in super fast equipment. Nothing that he's really had to race his heart out with. We've seen Stuart Haas obviously shown a little bit better speed this year, but it's still a bit of a struggle.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. I'm like, are we like some point the conversation has to be had, but as he's going for a walk. But yeah, Josh Berry has been a weapon this year for anybody watching. Just keep your eye out on it because the narrative around him is going to have to change at some point if it keeps up. But that's how it goes with fan favorites sometimes and all. Is guys a fan favorite? Nobody wants to say anything. They like these guys a lot, so they're expected. I'll try to myself for a second, but I say when it's fan favorites, people kind of just want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I think that's where it stems from, honestly.
I mean, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, that's always how it goes. But again, he also doesn't have a reputation of doing it quite yet.
It's same like Kyle Larson's the same way. It's like Kyle Larson's a fucking wild man out there, and I
He
feel
can be, yeah, he can be the same way.
but he doesn't get like grouped in with those guys. I think because he's fan favorite. So
But he also doesn't do it week in and week out.
yeah,
Whereas I mean, there's a reason people call him Recky Stenhouse.
yeah,
And Carson Hocevar, I mean, we've already talked about him enough. Obviously, I'm surprised we haven't talked about him quite yet this year. So
yeah. He's been
we got a good opportunity this weekend to maybe talk about him. So we'll see how that plays out.
Dude, we did bring it up, by the way. I just wanted to mention real quick, and then we'll get on to Martinsville and all. Back to Kodo real quick. If you're Kobayashi or you ever coming in racing, these guys are just using him the fuck up. Like it happened at Indy last year. It happened at Kodo. Like I feel bad for him, man.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to know how it is. I mean, Jensen Button, they learned, they learned. Jensen Button, Jordan Taylor. It's rough over here.
Yeah.
I mean, especially, I mean, you know how it is in the back of the pack. It's a fucking hornet's nest, and you're always battling for position. It's not like it is up front where everybody's giving and taking, and everybody has good enough cars that you can get back. When you're in the back of the pack, everybody thinks they're, every spot matters so much because everybody sucks.
I just think when you have guys like Kobayashi coming over here and getting run the fuck over, it's like I hate it because it's going to discourage like other drivers, from coming over here and wanting to do it when they. I mean, obviously, like Van Gisbergen's different because that's how they fucking race in Australia too. So like he's used to that shit. But like when we're talking about like F1 drivers and stuff, like yeah, I mean, I think it's cool when those guys come over and race, and it's like when stuff like that happens, it's gonna be like discouraging to those guys to want to come try it when that's what they see. So that's just how I feel about that.
Yeah, can be, but I don't know. Don't change NASCAR. That's what I like about us.
No, I'm not saying change anything. The only people I want to change are the fucking drivers. Just be a little smarter sometimes.
Oh, again, you got a bunch of knuckleheads in the back that don't know
Yeah.
how to race road course. You got one of
Josh,
the best and cleanest road course racer drivers versus guys that don't even know how to turn right.
yeah.
So, I mean, that's what you get when you come to NASCAR.
Yeah, Josh Berry and Ricky Stenhouse aren't exactly world-class road racers. So
No, especially at COTA where it's very technical. You know what I mean? If you go to like Watkins Glen, there's not really as much door banging and beating and banging. You get a little bit more at Sonoma, just about probably less than you do at COTA at Sonoma.
Well, it's also you say it's technical, and it's like the lack of passing zones where these guys just dive bomb into a corner that's like not really a passing zone and think they're
Well,
going to
no,
make something.
that's all Coda is. The passing zones at Coda are dive bomb zones.
Yeah, that's true. But
They're at end of long straightaways, and they're slow corners where you do bump people out of the way and spin people out.
I did. We were talking about Coda. I did mention in the group chat a testament to what kind of race Richmond was. We were watching a replay of Coda pit stops with 20 to go in the race. So I'm like, okay, that's what we got. Oh, and about Richmond too, we had to bring up. Sounds like Richmond's going to lose a date. You were there. The crowd did not look good.
Honestly, I thought it looked. I mean, from where I was at, I was in the tower, so I couldn't really see like the front stretch stands much. But what I could see, it really wasn't bad for Easter Sunday, where it was fucking raining all day. I mean, that the rain, because it looked nice all week, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be perfect weather, mid 60s, 70s, no rain in the forecast, and then the rain literally popped up like Sunday morning. So I think that kept a good amount of people away. But there were still at least 60,000 people there.
It said 60,000.
Yeah,
Dude, I think you got to go check those pictures. It was not a like.
I mean, how many do you think? How many people? How many people do you think Richmond holds?
Richmond holds like 70,000. I think.
We're gonna look it up.
I think Richmond holds like 70,000. It looked probably about 30% full.
No, way more than that.
Yeah, I mean we have different perspectives because I'm just going off what I saw on TV and you were there. So.
Wow. Okay, so I am way off. It only holds 51,000. It's saying.
Wow.
So
I knew. I didn't realize it was.
I will say 30,000 people then.
I mean, yeah, but I wasn't there. You were.
I would say it was probably 3/4 full, maybe.
I will. I mean, I'll pull up some of the pictures I was talking about and send them to you. I mean, because
and I know. I mean, I said turns 1 and 2 always look bad, but like I said, the front stretch to me looked good, and I said I thought it was a decent crowd for Easter Sunday night when it was raining.
you were in the tower, and the tower was probably packed because it's usually packed. Like
yeah, it was pretty full up there.
Because I mean, those are the best seats.
Prime seats, yeah. So. Like I said, I mean, from what I saw, from what I could see down the front stretch, I thought it was a decent crowd. But yeah, I mean, maybe from below me, it wasn't really as many people as I thought.
Yeah. Either way, it sounds like Bianchi was rooting.
I mean, I'm fine with Richmond going to one date. I mean, as long as we take it to a decent track. And I'd like to try sealer on it. You know, try something. It can't hurt.
Dirt.
No, don't do dirt. We can't even race half mile on dirt. No way we can race 3/4 mile on a dirt.
No, I'm with you though. It's the sealer. We've seen the resin work at other places, and they've never tried that at Richmond for whatever reason.
Like I said, I like the sealer idea. Let it because it used to be like ice to the drivers, and that's what they'd be slipping and sliding on it. So I don't know. Can't hurt.
Yeah. But
literally, it can't be any worse than what we saw this weekend.
I imagine that date's probably going to Montreal. You were saying it's going to go somewhere. That's where because they were close with Montreal this year.
I heard that it might be an oval in Canada.
Ooh.
Not sure what oval, but I heard it will be an oval possibly. What?
I don't even know what ovals are in Canada.
I know you got Oswego Speedway. I don't know if that's a dirt track or what, but I hope it's not. Yeah, Oswego Speedway. That's an asphalt track.
Well, you said you want a dirt race on a real dirt track, so.
Well, it's not a dirt track. It's an asphalt track, and that's in New York, actually. So, I don't know.
I guess we will see, but I'm going to predict Montreal just sitting here. But
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that'll about do it for Richmond, but it sounds like you guys had a fun weekend, so glad to hear it, and glad you'd be back at Martinsville this week putting the.
You also got Mosport there. Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. That's always a good track. I always liked that place when the trucks went.
That place was always awesome. I mean, there was
I
always
like that road course better than whatchamacallit? Montreal.
Montreal is just well. I don't know where Mosport is in Canada. I think it's like an hour south of Toronto, whereas Montreal is like in the big city. So I think it's like a market thing.
Yeah, I hear that.
I don't know what like the difference in facilities is too. Whereas like the facilities, obviously Montreal has F1, so it's I'm sure a nicer facility than what Mosport is. But I agree. I love Mosport in the truck, so I would love to see it in Cup. I'm with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely fun weekend at Richmond. First of 4 weekends at the racetrack. Didn't get to catch the Outlaws. I think they got rained out Friday night, maybe.
Out in there somewhere. Yeah,
I think they got rained out Friday, and then I fell asleep Saturday. Like I said, I was at the racetrack before the sun came up Saturday morning. I think that was a first for me at a NASCAR race, probably at any racetrack, you know. So yeah, I was beat, I was gassed,
what was the
and
first?
being at a racetrack before the sun comes up.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't still dark, but I was there before sunrise. I was at the racetrack at 6:30 a.m. So
Why
I
are
was
you
like,
there so early?
I just wanted to get there, make sure I got my pit pass, go in the garages, hang out before practice.
Nice. I respect the hustle.
That's right.
Hell yeah though. So we'll move on to the paperclip this weekend. I don't know what the
Triple
weather.
header.
I don't know what the weather's looking like. Hopefully good. Eat hot dogs. I know it's usually cold this race, but I'm pretty sure it was nice last year. So
Friday high of 55, Saturday 56, Sunday 63. Pretty
nice.
chilly lows, 36, 33, 33. But no rain forecasted as of right now. Knock on wood.
Well, it's a day race, so you don't have to worry about Buzz hiding in the bathroom this time.
Not for the Cup race, but we got 2 night races.
Oh shit. Are you all going down there? Is Buzz, Drew, are they all going too? Or?
Yeah, I believe it'll be me, Buzz, Drew, and then Scott will be meeting us Saturday.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's what's up.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I'm getting the bug. I want to fucking go to a race bad. I'm ready.
Yeah, this was my first weekend back, and it was definitely well worth it, and that's what I made it worth it. I spent literally not every waking minute, but a lot of waking minutes at the racetrack this weekend. It was good times.
I fucking said in the group chat today, fucking Kurt Busch was like literally where I work today, and just like nobody fucking said anything to me. So I just like didn't even know it. I literally found out on Kurt Busch's Facebook that he was literally like there where I work today, and just like nobody fucking said anything.
Yeah, it sucks. All right, yeah, I don't see any truck odds, but we can still make some picks.
All right, I'm gonna go black because I'm gonna get my odds pulled up. So.
You don't have to go black. I can just give them to you here.
All right, yeah, we can do it that way.
Yeah, I'm not seeing truck odds quite yet, but I do have Xfinity and Cup. So lead us off with truck pick. Who you got? I guess we probably want to pull up. I don't think there's any Cup drivers running. This is maybe a triple race. No, but no Cup drivers running. I don't think.
I was about to say, let me know when you know for sure, but because
all right,
obviously
pull up the entry list.
Obviously, if Kyle's in it, I'm gonna lean towards Kyle there, but
yeah, no Kyle. Let's see if I can sort this by. There it is. Numbers. Williams Wallage in the 1. Sammy Smith in the 7. Core, yeah, he's a regular. I think that's the only 2 non-regulars.
all right. Man, he's been fast this year, and I feel
never mind. I thought, never mind. Sorry.
he's having a moment.
Yeah, I was. I thought someone was running this race, but they're not.
Well,
maybe they're running an Xfinity race.
Pretty close to him. He's been fast this year. I'll go with Raja. They've had a lot of speed this year, and I feel like he's I mean, I don't know his whole backstory, but I imagine Probably got a decent amount of experience on the short track, so a lot of speed. I'll go with Raja.
All right. Shit. I don't know who I want to go with quite yet. I'm thinking. Heim time? Is it Heim time?
Might be.
Might be Heim time.
You nailed him at Coda, by the way, when me and Bailey did the show, and you were in the comments. You did get that pick. I remember that.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. Give me Lane Riggs.
I like it.
He needs a good run. Yeah, Zane Smith. I thought that was running this race, but I don't think he is. I
Gotcha.
don't see it. So
yeah, Lane Riggs,
give me Lane Riggs in 38. He needs a good run.
Very disappointing so far this year. So yeah, it'd be cool to see him have a good run and break through.
And another guy I would watch for, maybe like a top 5 or something if you want a good bet. Maybe Caden Honeycutt, top 5 in the 45 truck. He's short, another track guy.
He's been killing it. Every time he gets in that truck, he runs well.
Yeah, and then maybe Corey Heim, top 3. He won there last fall or last time we were here at Martinsville in the trucks. So, yeah.
All right, who you got for Xfinity? You got odds for that? Or?
Yes, I do have Xfinity odds.
All right,
pull that up.
I'm kind of winging it now because you're gonna give me the odds, but so I don't have to black my screen out to look for them.
The books are fucking on it, dude. Damn it.
Well, who are they on?
Who do you think they're on? But okay, now I know what I'm doing. Here.
Same for Xfinity?
Yeah, Xfinity. The books. I said the books are on it this week.
Oh,
but I don't think they are. I think they missed it. It's a guy.
Probably. Is that who you're referring to? Or?
No, I don't see him on the entry list.
I guess he might not be running.
You got Eric Almirola and Chandler Smith as the favorites, 320, 360, respectively. But like I said, I think the books are missing it here. This guy is fast, super fast, all year. I think he's probably the championship favorite. Didn't have quite the best day at Richmond. It's a bounce back race. He should have won here possibly last year, or was in contention to win here last year. Give me Austin Hill at plus 2,500.
Damn. Holy shit. That's long odds.
Yeah. I mean, it's 320, 360, and then it jumps to plus 700. So, I mean, I really wouldn't touch the top 2 guys, I don't think. I don't know.
I got a guy who needs a win bad. I was robbed of a win here in the past. Really needs a good run, man. It's been a struggle for a while. Give me Brandon Jones.
All right. That is plus 2,000.
All right. Damn, Austin Hill is longer odds than Brandon. That's fucking crazy.
Lock it in, brother. Lock it in.
That's fucking crazy, dude. Holy shit.
That's what I'm saying. I think the books really missed on that this week.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah. So obviously Toyota the last 2 times here, but let's see if I go back and look. Was Austin Hill, did he lead any laps? Yeah, he led 22 laps last year here. So also a good maybe underdog pick. He led 147 laps here last year. Sammy Smith, he's at plus 900 right now to win. But yeah, the books kind of got it locked down this week.
I'm slowly starting to be less of a fan of Austin Hill, despite all the money he's made me. His little bitch fit about Van Gisbergen, I was not a fan of after Coda, but
yeah. Well, I think that was just kind of heat of the moment deal.
He's starting to get very much crybaby vibes.
Yeah. I feel that. He feels people coming in taking his thunder after he went out to a fast start. But yeah, he was definitely a very crybaby-ish after whatchamacallit, Coda. But
Dude,
again, I think that was kind of heat of the moment. We get these guys fresh out of the race car.
Van Gisbergen
Um,
struggled this weekend, by the way. I think he
uh,
something.
yeah, Colleague really in general. I feel like for his first time at Richmond, he actually did well. But Colleague in general just did not run well.
Yeah, I just think
Um,
Martinsville is a different animal, especially in Xfinity. I think he's going to be in for. He's not. Yeah, he's going to be quite. I mean, I guess he's probably. I shouldn't say surprised. I'm sure he's probably expecting it, but it's. I imagine he's going to have a tough time this weekend.
yeah, probably. Well, actually, I don't know. I feel like these road course guys seem to do all right at Martinsville. It's like a hairpin turn every lap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
Marcus Ambrose used to run really well at Martinsville. I mean, I think. Let's see. What is he here? Plus 1,200 for a top 5. I feel like that's a decent sleeper. If you wanted to ride a long shot with Gisbergen, you know what I mean. I don't think that's a bad play.
AJ's always been good at Martinsville too.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like the road course guys actually do well at Martinsville, because it's just like a hairpin turn, and then you know what I mean, hard braking, and then hairpin turn every lap.
Yeah.
So definitely, I think watch for him to maybe have a decent run. But yeah, I got Hill, you got Jones, 2,500, 2,000. Couple long shots kind of this week. We're not taking the chalky picks. Moving to Cup. Who do you got?
I think I had my pick solidified for this one as soon as the race ended on Sunday. I think it's perfect bounce back for Ben Truex.
God damn it.
Martinsville.
Yeah, they named the place after him. I'm the same way. Give me Truex. That's plus 750 right now. Denny Hamlin the favorite plus 450. But I love the Truex pick. Like you said, give me the redemption story.
He's gonna be hungry this weekend. It's a good track for him. So.
Yeah, for sure. Man. Fuck, I don't know where I want to go with this. This is like I said, you stole my pick. So
I mean, just the race ended on Sunday. I was like, he's winning next week.
That's basically how I was. I literally came in and to a guy at work that I'm kind of gambling, telling him of the gambling, like how we do NASCAR, and like we both had Truex last week, right? And how the bad beat ended. And as soon as I came in Monday, I was like, "We're on Truex again this week." They named the place after him, Martinsville. We're on him, all right? He's like, "All right, sweet." So Truex, I love it. So this is like I said, first time I'm really looking at anybody else. You know what? I like the bounce back story. A guy that was kind of robbed again last weekend at Richmond, and I'm gonna go super long odds again this weekend or this race. Give me Alex Bowman, the showman, has a win here. Previously at plus 2,800.
Bowman's been like they've been a lot.
They've been a lot better. They were good at Bristol. I think ran 4th at Bristol. Really showed out at Coda. I mean, I was on him at Coda. I texted that in the group chat when you guys were recording as well. I said Bowman sleeper top 5, and sure enough, that hit.
He was. I was thinking about you saying that. I was like, that son of a bitch is gonna fuck you. So you were saying Bowman all week.
Yeah, I said I was on him early that week. So yeah, let's ride Bowman for the win. I said got robbed last weekend. Has a win here at Martinsville. Yeah, give me Alex Bowman.
You like those Hendrick cars, by the way, the Ruby ones?
I love them, and there's actually a 5th one running, the number 10.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't see it?
Nah. What?
Well, I'll text it to you right now.
Like the 10.
Yeah, Noah Gragson.
And he's running the Ruby car too?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh,
it's gonna look like a 5th Hendrick car, bro.
they fucking
They're gonna steal his thunder, yeah. Well, no, the Hendrick cars are dope. Here's that car I was talking about. Let's see if I can pull up the StreamYard so y'all can see it. Anybody that's watching, it's all ruby red, same color. But yeah, the Hendrick cars look sweet. I'm excited to see those things in person. The Josh Berry car, Mobile 1 Gold, looks
Oh, that thing
amazing.
fucking. Oh, I sent that in the group chat earlier. That thing is fucking. Oh, God.
And I'm trying to think of any other ones that I've seen come out this week.
I got too excited to think about that gold car. I just like kicked my whole table and knocked my phone over.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing would have been better if it was at night and just like, like that thing would have popped at night, So, yeah, I don't think we have any other ones. Menards number 2, that gold Mobile 1. Oh, the Hendrick cars, Ruby. Bodyguard, that looks like a new sponsor for Brad. Orange and black. That's interesting. Lucas Oil.
I feel like the Hendrick spotter, Noah's spotter, are probably gonna hate their lives this weekend.
For sure. Dude, honestly, last weekend, the 14, the 41, and the 45 were like the same thing at speed. They all looked identical, like that same color, blue and white.
Trying to think about top 10s too, since I don't have the odds.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Okay. I guess I'm leading this top 10s. Give me Gilly plus 700.
Dude, I like that.
He's got a win here in the trucks. Ran really well at Richmond last weekend. So yeah, give me qualified well, practiced well. Give me Gilly plus 700.
I don't know. I don't have him pulled. Fucking dying here trying to think about it. Okay, he's one. I'll ride with him. I don't know what the odds are at, but probably could have had a winning car here last year. SHR had a lot of speed here last year.
I was gonna tell you go with this guy.
Give me Ryan Preece.
Yeah, plus 200. The books really got a handcuff this week, kind of. I mean, they jumped from Ryan Priest plus 200 to John Hunter Nemechek plus 700. So I'll give you the Priest at 200.
Gotcha. We'll roll with it. What's Noah
at? Plus 140.
Oh, wow. So he's better than Priest.
Yeah. I had Noah Gregson top 10 this week, and he finished, I think, 12th or so.
Noah's been doing.
He's been clicking them off pretty well, yeah. And I mean, definitely SHR is definitely taking a step forward from last year. It seems like.
Well, now
they're definitely showing some speed.
The news selling charters dropped this week.
Yeah, potentially. I think Colleague might be up for sale too, or they might be shutting down. I don't know, something like that.
Oh, that was an April Fool's.
Was that April Fool's from J-Ski?
Yeah.
Okay, because I saw the tweet got deleted, so I just didn't know if it he wasn't supposed to tweet it yet or what.
Yeah, that was.
I just transferred jobs this week, and I guess Monday was April Fool's, right? Yeah, so I've been playing in the ditch, playing in the mud all week, so I haven't really paid attention. Didn't get any of the April Fool's jokes. I've just been catching up. So
who's getting the boot if SHR sells? That was just my.
I mean, maybe nobody gets the boot. Maybe they retain their jobs somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like if it's the 4 car and the 14, maybe Dale Jr. buys it and Josh Berry is driving for Dale Jr. You know what I mean?
Yeah, could see that.
So you never know how that could play out.
It's not like any of those. Like Briscoe's the only one that really has solid sponsorship. So yeah. I feel like it's safe. It would be between the other 3.
Right. So we'll see how it plays out.
All right. Well,
is that all I got? All you got?
Yeah. You got anything else?
Can't think of anything. 10 o'clock. Gotta go to bed.
All right. We got Martinsville, Final Four, WrestleMania, and it's a big sports weekend.
It is a big weekend.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Be back
next week. Later.